Hello, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the four elements. Elements are not just things in our 3D reality. Yes, they can be, expressed that way, water, soil, fire, wind, all these things that we can perceive in this physical reality. What I'm going to be discussing is not the 3D reality itself. The four elements is about the energy and the energy traits that these four elements bring. As this is a very spiritual perspective. The four elements are present all around us. Really, there are five elements, but in this reality, we see four. The fifth one is the ether or the ether, however you want to say it. That is very the divine element. The four elements that we're going to be looking at today are fire, water, air, and earth. Discussing these elements is how we can bring balance into our life with these elements. So each elements, they carry these energies with them. If we have too much or too little of a certain element in our surroundings or in our aura, in our space, in our being, that can create imbalance. And learning about these elements can help us balance our energy and create unity and peace within our present moment. We're going to go right into it. The first one is fire. Fire brings this very courageous energy. It's this very strong and passionate energy. The color representing this fire element is orange. Too much of the fire element in your space can bring aggression and, obsessiveness and jealousy. To balance these energies, we need to either have less of this fire element or more of it. So, if you're not feeling very courageous, if you're not feeling very passionate, you just feel like, how they say, when you lose your fire, we're going to be getting into how you can all do that, but first we need to categorize it. The color that represents this fire energy is orange. So if you need more fire, maybe wear the color orange, or I don't know, eat more orange foods. Yes, that is what I was looking for. Eat more orange foods, maybe even oranges themselves. So that can bring in more of this fire element for you. The direction that associates with fire is south. You can stimulate this fire energy by exercising. Exercising is a great way. Exercising is also very grounding as well. But you can also light candles. Lighting candles, it's pretty obvious. But yes, being more adventurous, doing new things, walking a path that you never walked before. You can also stimulate this fire element by doing a solar plexus meditation. Now, it can be a little tricky when looking at the fire element, because when we think of fire, we usually think of red, and the color that associates with this fire element is orange, and the chakra that associates with this fire element is the solar plexus, and the solar plexus is a yellow chakra. So that can get a little bit confusing, but if you need help clarifying the fire element, you can always come back to this video. Moving on to water. Water is this very healing and peaceful. It's a very trusting element. The color the color that associates with this water element is blue. When we're having too much of the water element in our space, in our reality, we can have these feelings of indifference and be more prone to depressive states. It can also make you very erratic. The chakra that associates with this water element is the sacral chakra. The direction that associates with the water element is west. You can stimulate this water element, bring more of it into your reality by, taking baths. Some people don't like to take baths, but taking a shower, go if you live by a body of water, you know, going for a swim. I mean, that's very obvious, but I feel like we forget that sometimes, you know. Even just drinking water, drinking it, taking a shower, you're connecting with the water element, and you're bringing in more of this healing energy into your aura space. But yeah, eating fruits and vegetables also really has to do with the water element, and when you're eating vegetables and fruits that have a higher water ratio, that is even going to anchor this water element into your reality more. You know, placing water by where you sleep is also very nice. If you have an altar for, if you resonate with spirit guides and your ancestors and things of that nature, you know, setting water on your altar is a very great way to bring in more healing energy and peaceful energy and trusting in the universe energy into your reality. Moving on to air. Air has to deal with communication. It can bring in more feelings of joy. It's a very imaginative energy that comes with air. The color that associates with air is yellow, and air, if you have too much of it in your space, it can bring this self-centered energy. It can bring this dishonest energy. It's a very flaky energy, you know, unreliable energy. Too much air is yeah, that's all about too much air. But the air element has to do with the heart and the throat chakra. The direction that associates with this air element is east. Time outside, you know, time outside, obviously, I mean, we're connecting with all the elements I feel when we're outside, but really being outside, getting that fresh air on your skin, I feel like we don't realize some of us don't realize sometimes that when we're inside, we're breathing in this old air. I mean, this air is not coming, it's not fresh, it's not being cleansed by Mother Earth, you know. This air is just stuck in this building and you keep on breathing it in and breathing it out. Getting outside, it's like, it's so refreshing. It's like, how do I say this? I'm trying to look for a metaphor to really hit this home. It's like, okay, when you wash dishes, it's like always washing our dishes in the same water every day. I mean, that water is getting dirty. Like, you need to change the water. You need fresh water to clean, right? It's the same thing with air. Humans really need that fresh air. It's so much better for you than this stale, stagnant air in buildings. But moving on past that rant, wind chimes. Wind chimes can remind us of the air circulating all the time. You know, wind is air. Wind is the flow of air, and having wind chime reminds you that the air element is there, because it can be hard to forget. Not hard to forget. It can be easy to forget. Moving on. But yes, air really does bring in this creative energy, and being creative and creating things yourself can bring in more positive air element into your reality. But yeah, heart and throat chakra meditation as well. Moving on to earth. Earth is obviously this very grounding energy. It is also this very logical and hardworking energy. It's a very masculine energy that the earth element brings. The color that associates with the earth element is green. With too much earth element in your reality can bring laziness, stubbornness, very materialistic. The chakra that associates with this earth element is the root chakra, and the direction that associates with the earth element is north. You can stimulate more of this earth energy into your reality by spending time in nature, you know, going out into the forest, going on a nature walk. This is a very great way to bring in more earth element into your being. But yeah, gardening, you know, having plants in your house, you know, doing all things that are associated with nature itself is the key way. It's the number one way. But yes, also you can, by eating warm and nutritious foods, you know, you want to be eating whole, warm foods. to bring in this earth element. But yeah, again, because it associates with the root chakra, doing a root chakra meditation is really going to hone in this earth element for you. But yeah, wearing colors that associate with each element, you know, like I said, of each of the colors, wearing that color on you. You know, if you wake up in the morning and you feel like you're not very passionate, you know, put on an orange shirt or put on a red shirt, you know. And just because a color is associated with the element does not mean that that another color can't bring that energy in for you. You know, I did a video of color psychology that can help you as well, you know. Maybe you don't own many orange shirts, you can find other colors that'll bring in that same fire element energy for you. But yeah, I want to actually get more into it, because I have more physical things that you can have in your home for each element that is going to bring in more of this energy. So more physical things that you can touch and see to put in your house. So yeah, like I said, with the earth element, plants, flowers, you know, green and brown candles as well. You know, metal, wood objects also bring in this earth element. You know, earthy stones, so crystals as well. Crystals, rocks, you know, even, I would say seashells because it does deal with this earth element, but you know, that can also be associated with water. But the crystals that associate with earth energy very much so is jasper and agate, or agate, however you want to say it. Amber as well. Amber crystal is very good for honing in this earth energy. And because the earth element does associate with the root chakra, you know, crystals that associate with the root chakra is also going to bring in that earth element for you. Petrified wood as well. Petrified wood is a great way to bring in this earth element. For water, like I said, seashells. Seashells are great. Coral in the house. Sand dollars. Moonstone. The moonstone crystal is great to bring in this water element. You know, blue candles as well. Blue candles, you know, all that good stuff. I already spoke about the water, you know, drinking water, having a water, you know, on your altar or something like that. Moving on to fire. Fire is red and orange candles, you know, fire opal. That's a crystal that'll really bring in this fire element for you. Chameleon, I'm pretty sure it's carnelian. Sorry. Carnelian crystal will really bring in this fire element for you. Moving on to air, you know, I guess if you could have a pet butterfly and dragonfly, but I feel that those animals really should be free on their own. But if you can have that type of pet, that's great for you. But butterflies, birds, and dragonflies all have to really deal with this earth element. Having a fan in your room, you know, if it's warm, you know, maybe shutting off the AC a little bit and just having a fan, you know, blow the air around for you. That'll really bring in this air element. Feathers in your room. Yellow candles have to deal with this earth element. You know, wands as well. Wands, if you're into that, you like wands, you know, having a nice wand or multiple wands will really bring in more of this air element for you. You know, sage, you know, palo santo, you know, smoke, healing smoke is really gonna emphasize that air element as well. You know, herbs as well. Not even lighting the herb, but having herbs in general as well. Citrine and smoky quartz crystal will also help balance this air element for you. But yes, I think that is all I have to say. You don't just have all these material things that I have listed. You don't just have to set these things in your room. You can set these things all throughout your house if you can. You know, if you have a job and you go to that job and you have your own space there, you know, bring those elements in there. Bring those elements in there to balance those elements. If you don't have a lot of space, or if you don't you know, want to go get all these things because maybe that's not the type of decor you would like in your space, having a I'm going to show you mine in just a second, but having a representation of these elements being balanced is really going to help. I made this, so as you can see, this is the fire, this orange one, this is air, this is water, and this is earth. And you see how I have it, so each element has the equal amount of space in this Visionar. And I put the black, you know, around them to represent the ether, because the ether is always there. The ether is always there and surrounding us. But yes, this is all I have to say about the elements. I hope this helps you have a better understanding of the energy around us, how to balance this energy, and how to categorize it and comprehend it in this way. But yes, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.